So my stuff will still be set up in that.
Yeah, and all they want,
back room.
all they want to do is go upstairs. Look at the
Oh,
museum
less than that
floor.
once. I think
Through that area and then back there. And then
Please.
tell them stories and lead them, but it'll just be on that, it'll just be on that second floor. I don't think they really need it, you know, they may look in the lobby area.
Yeah.
Which keeps mentioning that red round wheel, pull up and move
It's
it.
true. It's been spruced up the last couple days.
But that's the bottom of the stairs as they start up.
Sure.
I think right there in the second floor, there are places that
If you don't want them in the back, that's wrong.
yeah, whichever way works best for you.
Brandon, how are you?
Well, thank you. How are you?
Good.
Oh,
Availability at this event? Like, can I go through it?
I don't think that it's a problem. It's trying to.
I thought that was strong.
Yeah.
What do you got here? That
Yes.
We'll get that state historical elevation for us. or-
Yes, yeah, and, yeah, and, yeah, as soon as we can get it open, I'll let her.
Sounds good. We'll get it.
How do you? I said next to it, right?
If anybody can do it.
Yeah, I will.
I never thought about it.
He did, and then he had to, then he was on camera, he goes, and by the way,
Did you notice you walked in a $dollar bill?
I just.
I didn't notice that.
Gotta go.
didn't look that close.
There's Matt.
There's Mitch.
There's looking rather thin on this one.
Hi, Mitch.
Hey, Mitch. Can you hear us?
Well,
Slow.
Slow. Mitch is slow. Hello? Did you say Mitch is slow?
no, it's not the connection, so it's connecting to audio.
Oh.
Look at it.
Hello? Can you hear us?
Hi, Mr. Mayor, can you hear me okay?
We can now.
Andrea, just wanted to make something very clear. Andrea said you were a little slow.
I did not say that, Mitch. I said your connection is slow.
But your connection is slow.
Hey, I'm getting older and slower.
I got you. Right there with you.
There's a ghost on that third floor.
Do
There's a ghost on that third floor.
it. Is there?
Vendors?
I was,
They were tourists, some people.
I heard you had a run-in.
Yes.
when was that? It was a while, wasn't it?
Yeah, early in July.
Oh, it was not, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
story.
See the, that whole thing moving back and forth.
You what?
I go back to that channel. I said it's grass. You see, no.
Oh,
That's nice. Yeah. I was in there almost 11 o'clock at night and I was on the floor that the books are on. And there's a hallway, cabinet or cupboard or closet, that's what I'm looking for. That's propped closed with an air freshener. And I didn't put the air freshener all the way back in front of that door. And I'm in there, putting books in a box and that door goes. And I look out in the hallway and that door swings open.
You're like, no. Scooby-Doo, where are you?
People that swear by it.
If they ever do, if that ever happens to me, I'll be swearing for sure. And I. Yeah. But it's probably in the rear. Her swearing is a little bit. No, I'm okay. Sure.
Man.
I should have run that. Does it show that if we make improve or corrections on here, it's,
No. I just think that.
yeah, I just,
I put them there.
oh, yeah, that's what I did, I just 5 more. I didn't reprove it, just versions. No, put the QR, just soccer back in. Here's suggestion, everything, that's still true. That's what I did see.
I saw it on the side. So it's included. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm not really good at reading, right? So.
That's good. You get some word across, and that's what we need, but it's like.
Yeah, no, those are just bullet text,
Literally have never read there before I went on vacation.
or I also direct them to their.
Not anyways. Is it a different color?
No, but it looks, I just, it did look like it was spelled word.
Okay.
Tom, how are you? Hey, Tom, how are you guys?
No, but I know who it is.
Oh, I mean, I've got, I just,
Oh.
There's some pain.
Other than that.
Sorry, I guess. We may not. We'll see how it goes.
Yep, I will be.
what's the largest?
You can wear that between the man.
Kind of.
Mine,
I'm in praise for the rescue, and then I'm in TNT.
what?
There's. It was people that agree it. Now that you said that, we have not had an incident. Yeah.
Do you think that they're gonna? Now, people are scared, like, they don't facts.
We might give them a bite. Sure. I'm gonna go ahead and get the meeting over later. Are you ready, Tom?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and open the meeting. Meeting tonight's gonna be regular meeting and roll call. All is here except for Councilman Carpenter, who's been excused, and we have Mitch Hart that's joining us via the YouTube viewing machine over there, we call it TD. Alan will lead us in a prayer and I'll lead us in the pledge.
Our brother in heaven, we're thankful this evening for the opportunity to meet as the city council and staff and audience members. We thank thee for the opportunity to serve the public. Ask that thy blessings will be with us, that the council will make wise decisions as they discuss the budget and other issues going on in the city. Father, we thank thee for the freedoms we have. We thank thee for being able to live in this beautiful part of the state. We ask for thy blessings to be with those who have need to mourn or are fighting other afflictions, that thy spirit will be with them and they will know of thy love. These things we pray for in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The members of council, please take a moment, review the minutes dated July 2nd, 2025.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the July 2nd, 2025 meeting.
Second.
We have a motion, and a second, to approve the minutes dated July 2nd of 2025. Are there any comments regarding the minutes from members of council?
I thought they were well done.
Good.
All in favor of accepting the minutes?
Aye.
With members of council, please review account payables dated July 1st through the 14th, 2025.
I will make a motion that we accept those, accounts payable on those indicated dates, 7/1 to 7/14/2025.
Second?
We have a motion, and a second, to approve the account payables dated July 1st through the 14th of 2025. Are there any questions from members of council regarding the account payables?
Yes, indeed there is.
Always.
Dan's not here. I was just curious on 3432 Ferguson Waterworks. Anybody happen to know what that is?
That is the electrical meters that we have had on order for 3 years.
Oh, man, it's really that long. So they finally came, or did they?
There was some. It issues of someone not doing as they were, said they were, so.
Okay,
And Mr. Mayor, those are electrical meters, right?
Yep,
And then,
Justin Deary and I think,
I'm sorry,
they're Justin Deary, they're power. These are plug-in meters for fueling, for electrical use. You do get them through Ferguson, same as we do our water parts, but they're electrical.
all right, anything else?
yes, 9280, sum of $900. Was that something that was discussed in a prior meeting that I missed?
So that is what they get paid to do the carnival park.
Oh,
Fourth
really?
of July.
yeah,
I see. Thank you. That's all I have.
Anybody else have anything regarding the account payables? All in favor? Accepted now.
aye.
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 All right, moving to section 3, the continuation of the review and discuss the budget. Any additions that need to be finalized? And then we need to adopt the tentative budget. I'll let you gentlemen have the floor for your discussion.
We're over on our water and sewer, right?
Actually, I went through and kind of seen what we were bringing in to sell and modified the revenue because it is fairly low to what we were actually bringing in.
Okay.
So it helped the sewer and water fund a lot. So if you look at it, it's not near as scary as it was.
What was wrong with the Excel thing?
So Tasha used a certain Excel sheet
Okay,
and it was way below what we were actually bringing. So. I racked my brain about it.
Yeah.
It bothered me. So I was like trying to figure out what is going on here? Why does this look so low? And I found it, so. It's been corrected.
so now we are at, just help me here, Andrea, if you don't mind.
So the water, Monday, the balance said it was like $88,000.
Yeah, that's low. Okay.
And it, I was like, oh, there's no way that that can be right. So I went in and looked at what we had brought in for the last 2 years. And I'm like, oh yeah, the numbers are not where they should have been, so. And then sewer was kind of in the same boat. Like 89,000 or. We can fix this. Of looking what revenue that we've actually brought in. It fixed it to 244, so.
Andrea, does that reflect the current rates that are being paid, or do we anticipate, did you factor in any potential increases?
I factored in the 5% base in because we've got the other lines
Right.
for the other uses, so, yeah.
Not necessarily any capital improvement funds?
No, so they have their own line that they would go in, the capital
Okay.
improvement funds. So if you look at the water fund. 25,034,74, water capital improvement fund. That's what I estimated, so I don't know if that.
No, that's good for the water.
Okay. And then the formation well, I did. We're averaging about $25,000 a month. So I
Yep.
did 74-ish there, so.
Nice.
And I added a line for the water field station revenue. So that we can kind of keep track and see if it's, how well it's doing.
Great.
And then the same with the sewer, I just a capital improvement fund. And keep track of the bond. And hookups I increased, because we increased the amount of what we charge now. And then
You remind me of that.
I think it's like $2,500 or $3,000, I can't remember for sure, but we only get a couple here and there.
Yeah.
So it's not a huge revenue. Power is pretty level. So, anybody have any questions?
Those are all mine too. I was just thinking really concerned about that. Thank you for finding the discrepancy there and then I appreciate that. Cause yeah, cause those are a little low. And the panicking,
Little too.
the panicking cries was a little bit like, I was like, oh my heavens, yeah.
Andrea, on the, metering transformer in power, did you carry the 260 over?
Oh, what?
260,000 for the metering transformer. On this year's capital, it should have carried forward to 26.
What number's that?
Well, I don't know if it's in there.
Oh, and yeah, that's.
In your capital outlay,
Sorry.
yeah, that's, you've got full testing and repairs for 200,000, capital spares for 300, but there's a 260 for that transformer that's underway right now, but most of the charges are gonna come next year.
No, Mitch didn't put that on my list.
Definitely add that if we missed it for sure.
It's 260 and it's in the improvement plan.
And you want it in improvements, or do you want it in,
The new transformer in the substation, wherever that would fit in your system.
Look at 74 toward the bottom.
Yeah, substation, metering transformer 260.
that one? Okay,
So it's not the 10, right?
Yeah. And what would happen, we need to account for it. What would happen though, if it's listed in this fiscal year's budget and we don't spend it, then it'll add to our funds balance for next year, but we need to account for it as Alan indicated in the budget here. So we have the money, it's just, we'll shift from this year to next, but we need to have it in the budget. So yeah.
It's somewhere between 10 and 12 month delivery, so it's definitely gonna push in the bulk of it. We may get some spent this year, but not much.
okay.
Anything else you caught, Alan? Appreciate you
No,
looking
that
at
was
that.
the big one that carries over. Yeah, it looks like Second South's in there, okay,
Yep.
Mountain View, Fourth North, those projects are all in there. That's the only one that stuck out.
Okay. Yeah, and water, sewer, and power are fairly packed with projects. So anyway, if we complete them all, we'll draw down the funds balance a bunch.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm not so sure we'll get to all of them, but we'll deal with that as they come. So, Mr. Mayor, having reviewed the fiscal year 2026 budget, I would make a motion that we adopt it with that change to the power, adding the 260 in for the transformer, and adopt it as our tentative budget for this coming fiscal year.
I can second that, but as long as we have everything in there, I'm just always cautious about it. Mitch, help me
Well,
on this.
if we make a mistake, we can always reopen the budget. It's not that big a deal. It just takes some effort.
Yeah,
And the fact, if you look at the bottom line on how the funds balances are drawn down fairly heavily, there's a lot in there.
yeah, there is. And we may not be able to accomplish all of them, right?
Correct.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'll
And then
scroll
we
on.
can, as far as revenues go, we can take a look at it. We'll take a look at it again, probably in September, as we queue up some rate adjustments, and then we can project additional revenues as they come in, and take a better look at it at that point. So, and then in September, we'll have a better feel for what the actual ending funds balances or the beginning of next year's fund balances are. So anyway, that's my 2 cents worth in that motion.
And at the very bottom, there's a grand total,
Yeah, I saw those, all those.
which kind of helps you understand that what's coming out of reserve.
Yeah,
All right, we have a motion, you second it.
yeah, I did second that. And thank you, Mitch, for everything, and Andrea, thank you for, all of you for teaching me, and it's getting a little easier, it's kind of fun to see all this, and then hopefully the thing I find encouraging is the fact that, yes, we are spending money, but it's money that we're spending for infrastructure, we're spending money on, trying to make our city, better, and it's, I wish we had a lot more money. Because then we could do a lot, well, I'm still very concerned about that transmission line.
Absolutely.
So that, coming from Ledge Creek, that's a big thing for me, so. And I know we're always working on that, so I appreciate that. Thank you, Mitch, again, for all your work on that.
All right.
Thank you all.
We have a motion and a second to approve a tentative budget for fiscal year 2026 with the addition of the 260 into the power. Is there anything else that needs to be added to that? I wrote down some notes.
That's 200.
261?
260,000.
260,000 into the power. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. We have no appointments, so I'm gonna go ahead and open the floor to citizen input. Floor is now open.
No, you guys are doing great.
How was your movie in the park?
Well, did you have a movie in the park, Paul?
Yeah,
Oh, thanks, man. That's awesome.
we had approximately 75 to 100 people.
Very awesome.
Next one's next week, but
What did you have this week? Was it this week, Monday?
Last one.
Moana 2.
Well,
I knew I was gonna mess it up.
you said it right the first time.
That's very
Yeah.
good.
What's the next one?
Despicable Me
Oh, there you go.
4.
Okay,
Yeah.
that'll be fun.
All right. If there isn't anything else, I'll close the floor. Floor is now closed. Moving into section 6, unfinished business. Project updates, Alan.
Somehow Andre and I got crossed and didn't get my item on the agenda for industrial parks. I'm gonna do that as part of project. It's information only and I hope it doesn't interfere with anything you got planned, Paul. If you'd open up the where's it at? 2025 industrial park, it's a spreadsheet. I mentioned this last meeting, so I wanted to keep things going on it. That is a list of leases in the industrial park. And if you look at the far left column, that shows when their contracts expire. So anything with 24 on it, we're working on new contracts. So now's the time to be thinking of what you wanna do, what you wanna add. You know, to start with, we'll pull up the base contract each of them have. But there's several on there that will be renewed this year. There's one big one next year. And then 28, 29, and 30. So that's what that spreadsheet is. It also gives you a list of which lots they are. But if you would also open up,
Which one?
now get it messed up.
The flat?
Open up the industrial park print. Nope, that's not it.
The flat one?
I kicked myself out. How do I
The
get-
flat,
Yeah, the plat, open that one up. And I did this
that's very helpful.
after talking to Paul the other day. This is a plat map of the entire industrial park. I have hard copies if anybody wants to.
Yeah, I can't see this thing, sorry.
So I took that map
Sure, I'll do that.
and I added in
Thank
all
you.
of the EDCs by lot number. Just for general information. So you can see if you can, figure out my terminology, but starting on the upper right, A+ Parsons, Soda Springs Phosphate, Von Smith Construction has several, Associated Towing, MR Sports, Ridgetop lots, and then drop down. Kiewit has 2 lots, BJ Barnes has 2. There's an open lot number 14 and an open lot number 20. In the bottom left, you can see CFA, that's the newest one, Caribou Field Archers. And then going back across, the only other one is Little Paving. Soda Springs Foss has 2 lots right by Parsons, and then the land across the railroad, they also own. So that's my only intent in this, is give you some general information on.
When do you want the feedback on?
Well, we'll have to bring the contracts for approval, so the sooner the better, so we can work it into, but we will start with the drafts and get them ready. And then we'll come to council. If you have feedback anytime, let us know, cause we'll start with the basic framework, and I put one in, Mitch asked me to put one in. I did the latest one we just approved. If you look in there in your folder for Caribou Field Archers, we would follow that same format. Put in the property description, put in the dates and the lease amounts by year. And then come to council and say, okay, where do we go from now? Where do we go next? You wanna add things, that's my intent anyway. Start with the basic framework and then get input from council and mayor on how you want to see that going forward. And it's gonna take a couple of meetings to get these all lined out. We're gonna have, at some point we'll meet with the leases and talk about all of that. So it's gonna take some time, but at least keep things going in front of you. Oh, here we go. The other thing on projects, I put the spreadsheet back in. You can see the Caribou Field Archers. I did put in, it says second east bore. That is the fully executed copy with the railroad for the second east bore. With the mayor's signature and Chris Jones, the real estate manager, so that is done. I'm working with Rail Pros now, and probably 80% of their questions are already answered, or they carry over from the Main Street bore. On the Main Street bore, I'm waiting for one group to issue their approval, and it's out of the hands of the engineers. They've approved it. It's Union Pacific Railroad Real Estate Group who has the final say. So as soon as they agree and send it, I think we're done, we can start scheduling with the contractor. To do the bore. So that'll come in the next few days. I talked with them today.
Is that bore going to be simultaneous with the bore?
I'm hoping it's just ahead of it, so we can get the road dug up, we can get the lines connected, and then we can redo the asphalt. That's the other update that I shared this with the mayor and Mitch and Tom. We should have a response letter on Friday, or say end of day Friday, from A Plus. And the pavement people, that's what they promised. We tie that together with the information on the bore, and the materials are in place for both bores. They're delivered, we paid for half of them already. That's really all I had. Everything I'm doing is just sitting and waiting on the railroad and railroads. Plus phone calls this week. Any other questions? If you're interested, I did print out, it's a little old, but an overhead view of the industrial park.
I would like that.
Where you can see, it's a little easier to see the roads.
Yeah, just pass it down. Nice playlist. Yeah.
That may help. Cause, talking to people out there, just my input, we need to continue to look at three things. Contracts, get them renewed. Number two is, there's a lot of complaining going on about snow removal. Why aren't we plowing city streets out there? That's a question. And then dust. The dust is part of it is on the city streets. The one we talked about last time, that street has been upgraded with millings. So there's no dust right in front of that building, but to the side of it, to the east. Those are the three things we need to look at, how we're gonna manage that going forward. That's all I got, Mayor, unless there's other questions.
Members of council have any questions regarding the project list or any projects in general?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, Alan, if you've got extra copies of those printouts, could you just put them in my mailbox?
Which one, Mitch?
The overhead would be great.
Yeah, I
Just
give
the
you copies.
industrial park one, the two printouts, yeah.
Okay, and I can put the overhead view of it. I can put that in the folder right now so you can see it.
Oh, that'd be great too. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I can go do that while you're working on something else.
Okay, thanks.
And I'll have some discussion on this in this section down here, which are actually very similar to some of the things that Alan's mentioned.
All right, is there any other questions regarding projects? All right, let's move to Cedar View Water Users Association Water Supply Agreement.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, I can chime in there. We got verbal concurrence from the Cedarview Water Users Association. They are comfortable with the agreement as it's before the council. Unless there's any other changes, we could grant you, or by motion, approval to, after the Cedarview Water Users sign the agreement, authorize you to sign it, and then it'll be in effect at that point in time. So unless you see if anyone sees any other changes, we can move in that direction.
Eagle Eye Smith has taken a look at this.
I've been involved in some of the back and forth on this, so. I'm fine with it.
So my question is when we have, it was a day or two that or actually yesterday that I read this, or yesterday or the day before. Where is it? So that water line goes out And then. And we are responsible for the maintenance of that water line.
No.
That's what my question is.
No, we service it to the connection point at the city limit line.
Okay,
And
so
then
that's where I was, so the connection line is where then, Mitch? That's where I
At the
was,
city limits.
okay, we're,
Limits on
someone
that.
tell me. Mayor's gonna draw me a map.
So if you look at that right there,
Yeah,
see that R2 yellow and then there's
Yeah.
a little green piece, that's the limit.
okay. Okay, so when I read this, I saw the connection line, and I was just wondering exactly where that was considered, so at the city limit lines, okay.
There's a meter there, and then the mile or mile and a half out there, it's their baby.
Okay, that's all I had, and then the price on that, as I was reviewing it, that's that's the going rate.
That's the current rate they're paying.
Or repayment schedule.
Yeah, okay, so we're good there, I just, I don't know what the going, I know we have that fee schedule, but.
It's in our rate schedule. Well,
Yeah.
it's actually, this one's established by contract. So, but it's subject to change. Anytime we make a rate increase, they're subject to that. The only real change that we need to be cognizant of is they asked for some lead time when we were going to make a rate change. They asked for, I don't know, 3 months or 6 months or whatever it was.
45
We came
days.
back to 45 days. And Andrea, can you remind us of the process when we raise rates more than 5%? Then we have to have a public hearing,
Yes.
and we need to publish that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So how far ahead of that rate hearing does the publishing all of that begin? Is it a month or 45 days, or how long before that do we
So the
start?
publishing has to be 15 days before the date.
Okay.
So when I read that, I thought, well, we'll get the water resolution ready so that they can review it. If that's okay with you, Mitch.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll help on the resolution. We'll get it. We'll give him the lead time, the 45 days. And if we forget, then they get basically a month of the rate that stays the same, and then we'll kick it in after that. So anyway, that's just something we need to make a note of, that we need to give them some lead time, that there may be a rate change 45 days ahead.
Okay, perfect. Any other discussion questions? That's it.
So, Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion that upon scheduling the appropriate signatory of the Cedar Views Water Users Association, scheduling an appointment for them to come and sign the agreement. The motion is that we then allow you to sign the agreement on behalf of the city.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to work out a schedule with the Water Association representatives to come in by,
There's one modification that needs to be made on the date.
oh,
Yeah,
That's what they pointed out. I think that it's just that it says 2005, so I think it needs to be changed to 2025.
so we need to amend.
That's just a, minor amendment. It's a typo, but just when it's printed out to be signed.
Yeah, make that fix, whatever it was.
Okay,
And that's on the back sheet,
it's on the sheet that the notary would sign.
at the very back.
Yeah. I guess that's.
Oh, yeah. We didn't fix that. Basically, it's telling you the contract is 20 years out of whack.
Yeah,
So,
it has time through.
I mean, but legally, I don't think that would be that big a deal to everybody.
Or the notary would cross it out and.
Yeah, and everybody's operating under it as if it was this year, but, might as well fix it.
thank you. All right, upon their signing of the agreement, then is so authorized that the mayor signs the agreement as well. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Discussion, contribution to the USS Idaho. Council
No, that was-
Mardu.
That was mine, and I kind of dropped the ball. I was going to make a recommendation, and I didn't. I apologize. Could we defer it to the next meeting?
Yes.
So noted.
Thank you. I'll do better.
That ship is sailed, by the way.
Or sunk.
Yeah. No. Yeah, it's a submarine, but I thought.
I
All right.
apologize.
Doing Paul?
Not bad.
Let's move into section 7, new business. I'm gonna move around here. You wanna do your stuff, so you're not under any pressure? First.
Why don't you get the department head?
Wanna do that?
Knock him out, yeah.
Well, CJ, our police chief, is at a meeting in Fish Haven, so he won't be able to join us. The other two are on adventures of their own as well. But we do have two here. Gregory, after 3. Would you like to?
I did wasn't listening. You want me to go first?
Yes.
Okay, I'll go
Okay.
first. Okay. Let's see, since we met last, our Slam and Jam event went really well despite the weather. We had a couple downpours right before we were about to start, right during registration, but, we did have a pretty good turnout for basketball and volleyball. Cornhole was not as popular as we anticipated, but that could have been the weather, we don't know. Anyway, that was really good. Our paddleboarding class was a huge success despite not having the numbers that we would have hoped for. But the ladies that did come said that it was really awesome that we were even willing to offer something like that. Our parent meeting that we held on July 9th, again, did not have the numbers that we thought we would with turnout. We had only about 10 people there, so it was pretty slim. But it did about 10 people show up to that. We did give our little spiel. And we did get some feedback on the survey that we did prepare for the parents. It's just hard to make everybody happy with all the differing opinions, but we're doing our best that we can to accommodate, the needs. See, we have soccer registration. We extended that a week, so that will end this week instead, because we were originally gonna close it last week, but we extended that in hopes of getting a little bit more involvement. Our coaching and refereeing, numbers are very low. We're in need of a lot of coaches, so I think, we kind of had the idea of each council member coaching a team.
I think we coach about 350 kids. So.
Well, we'll figure it out, but yeah, our numbers.
It's not always a joy to do that, but you know what, I walk away with a smile on my face.
I'm teasing. No, but, we have emailed parents just to let them know that our numbers are low for that, and we have gotten, a couple respond back, to coach, so hopefully we have a few more. We are hoping to do, a booth at the Caribbean County Fair with the stuff that was bought, previously. Figured might as well use it. We're gonna do a booth at the county fair just to get some involvement that way, with the community, and engagement that way. We'll set up some pop darts and just kind of make it fun. And then during that, we can also help promote our flag football and volleyball as well, and our fall festival that we'll be planning with Hope. Just kind of get the word out there. So I feel like that would be a good opportunity for that. And then mostly right now, our main focus is soccer coming up, putting teams together and stuff like that. So other than that, we're doing great.
How many, tell me again about your paddleboard. What was that?
So we did a paddleboarding class. It was originally planned to be a 5-week course. We had to cancel the first class because of weather. And then, we were supposed to have another class yesterday, but it got canceled due to, the attendees having other things that they needed to do.
How many attendees did you wind up having?
2.
And what is the paddleboard usage through this point in the summer look like? What?
I mean, they've been asked about, we, kind of just been using them for rec right now for our class, and then for city employee use as well.
I use them for family reunion.
Yeah.
So thank you.
So it'd be safe to say that use has been minimal?
Yeah,
You take any pictures?
not at our class, no.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think that's a great question probably, but it would just be great to have like in
Yeah.
the newspaper and start advertising that because the more we get that information out, you know, and they say, oh, okay, that's happening, because I can't, you know, it was out here to the west of us that
Mhm.
there was a business that was renting out kayaks several years ago.
okay,
And the difference was once they were renting them out,
Mhm.
I started to see, now I'm seeing way more kayaks.
oh, yeah,
And they are headed this direction out there to that river or out to Alexander, and it's been amazing to see the growth
Mhm.
of floating that river and out at Alexander too.
Yeah.
It's been amazing.
we have awesome
And so-
resources here, and so
And so I think there's huge potential there.
Fully and I did go out before our class started. We went out just to see how long it would take to get everything set up and whatnot. And we did actually take a picture of the 2 of us out there with our paddle boards. But that was again before we started our class, so we didn't have the 2 people that are taking the class in the picture. But we'll try and get a
I just
class.
think to advertise a little bit. And,
Yeah.
I mean, of course, that's city funds, and so they're.
I know that, Goal, the nonprofit, just so happened to be my dad. They are wanting to use those for their float. They have a float coming up on the 28th, I believe. And on what? The 26th. I'm getting my dates all mixed up today. Yes, that, whatever day it is, the 26th. So we'll help kind of facilitate that and kind of get our name out there with that as well.
First time, right, using them?
Yeah, the kayaks haven't been used, so, Justin was kind enough to go through the trailer and organize all those, so he did not have to do that, but he did, so that was great, that's fun. Yeah. Anything else for me? Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
I hope.
Okay, right now we still have our book sale going on. We're just gonna let it run probably throughout the rest of this week and then start cleaning up next week to get ready for fall and all our programs coming up. So right now, the library pretty much, we have just different groups that are using the library. We have Caribou Medical Centers coming twice a month to do free classes. In September, we're gonna start having a 4-part course for Alzheimer's. There's a lady coming and she's gonna be teaching a course to people who care for, people who have Alzheimer's. So that's gonna be really cool. We have book clubs that come meet at the library, Ham Radio Club. We still have D&D groups. We have 2 D&D groups that going strong.
What groups, yeah?
Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, okay.
So these kids have put together their groups and so they get together and hang out. Our teen reading and adult reading is gonna wrap up at the end of this month. We have a big teen party planned for the 28th, where they get to come and get prizes and everything for that. So that's gonna be fun. And then the last thing, on the 6th of August, I probably won't be here. We're gonna be handing out books at the fair. It's the Kids Day Parade and everything, so we'll be doing all that. So, that's kind of what's going on. It's quiet, but it's not quiet. it's not quiet right now, so it's just kids in summer and everything. So any questions?
Great.
Awesome, okay, thank you. Oh, and actually I will report, we're still getting numbers for our book sale and everything, but we've made way more than we have in the past, which is really exciting, so. Oh, should I do my other thing right now?
Andrea's gonna spearhead that a little bit.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. All right,
Once school starts, which is starting a lot earlier this year than it has in the past, get some stuff to the kids in our school, pass it out for the rec.
Yeah, we have flyers, already planned out, so when school starts, we'll print those out.
Yeah, it's a great way.
And get those to the schools.
They go into kids' folders. You know,
The middle school is hard just because they said that, with them like switching classes all the time, it's hard to get them to a specific teacher to make sure all the kids get one, so they kind of just sit at the office. We had the idea of maybe just asking the school if we can show up when the bell rings, and one of us will stand at the front door, one of us will stand by the buses and just pass them that way.
or go right at the last period of the day and
Yeah,
just ask if you can go to every classroom, just to have a second. I mean,
we've talked about even trying to do like an assembly even, just to try to increase numbers, so.
yeah. Thank you. Clerk's office.
yeah,
Just been self-auditing utility accounts. Russ is really good at it. And counting things here and there. Budget. That's our monster.
Yeah.
That's about it.
It looks like you're shorthanded this week. Looks like things can go, you've done a good job covering.
Not shorthanded, it's just.
He's off, I mean,
He's in training.
gone.
Position. Oh, nice. What's she training on?
So.
Oh, okay, good. Nice.
all right, well, thank you. All right. Let's move on to one to your thing.
Sure.
So you're not under. pressure?
Yes.
Okay. What do you wanna do first?
The high country travel.
Okay, we're gonna do the High Country Travel Council Representative.
Yes, I've been made aware of, High Country Travel Council. And, it sounds like, there's a lot of good information available there, that, I would like to, get my hands on. And so I would like to volunteer to be the official city representative to that group, which I understand the city pays a membership, for. And, Mr. Mayor, what I would need, if you're, willing to give me that, assignment, is a email to, an email address I have, just explaining that I'm your designated representative for the city.
Mr. Mayor, I
Go
think
ahead.
that's a good idea from a continuity, cost effective, efficiency standpoint. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Do you need a motion for that, or do you?
Well, I'll just make the recommendation and you guys can, you know, if you're all in agreement, I recommend that Councilman Paul Britton be the representative to the Travel Council. Any
So
objections?
moved. So moved.
Okay, bless you. I will get you the email address that needs to be sent to. And then, Mr. Mayor, the next item is the, industrial park operations and conditions. A couple things brought that onto my radar. One of them was some comments from, Councilman Hart, I believe at the last meeting, and then I've received some complaints, from, some citizens up in that area. The primary complaint was the dust problem, and I contacted one of the tenants that I personally witnessed, generating a significant amount of dust, and they pointed out to me that, that those are city streets and, I think that, to a point, they had a point. But, this particular tenant, and there's no need in this meeting to go into, identifying which tenant, but, about half the dust that was created was on their lot. And so I think that maybe something that in the future contracts that identifies if a tenant is creating a nuisance, that maybe they have an obligation to remedy it.
So what about we have put millings down on this road, which is between lot 6 and 8 and 7 and 9. So there's no dust problem on the city street.
The dust problem that I would just actually have the video of it is in here and here. And when a vehicle came in this road.
When it got to here.
And went and looped
Okay.
looped through here.
Okay.
And that area created a significant amount of dust as well.
Okay.
And so.
When you review the contract that's in your folder, look at that, and I think they're to control the dust, and we just need to be all on the same page. For every leasee, here's what your responsibilities are. I don't see a problem doing it, it's just a matter of enforcing it, And do we need to change the wording in the contract? For sure, look at that too.
The other thing I noticed in my observations up there are some rather significant fields of weeds and thistles that needs to be addressed because
It is being addressed. If you look at, I'm assuming you're looking at lots 17 and 18. That's that one.
let's orient that way for me. Yes, that's a primary one, but there's some
Yes.
in this area. as well.
These lots, they have a contract. I'm just waiting on them to get that. Something fell through the cracks between their management at the mine and, but they have a contract, so those will be taken care of. These became the responsibility of CFA. In lot 20, the city's still responsible, as well as lot 14, which has quite a few weeds. So these two, the city has, and we have a leasee there, so we're gonna have to take care of those.
And we really probably, the city needs to probably take care of those.
Yes, and we do every year, it's just timing to get it done,
Yeah.
around the 4th of July, but so that's, now, lots 11 and 12 over here, they get half of it, but they gotta do the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't
So
realize,
I'm working on that.
I just realized that tenant had, property all the way to the paved street.
Yes.
But now I do realize that.
The lot
Yeah.
extend to the right of way, and then there's a 60-foot road, between them and the trailer court.
And then there's a couple other tenants that, and I think Councilman Hart, maybe has noticed it as well. There's at least one or two other tenants up there that I am a little concerned about what I'm seeing there. So I think some attention, probably could be addressed to those.
And one of those, I talked to the same people you talked to. One of those is one of, will be negotiated in a new contract.
Okay.
The other one is outside of it, but still probably fits within that contract. So we'll get into leasing by leasing and have those discussions.
Okay.
With the council. The council needs to make the decision and then I'll take it from there. If that.
Councilman Hart, did you have anything to piggyback on my concerns there?
No, I mean, the door's open for us to add any terms or conditions in the contract that we need to bolster. And so let's all do our homework. And as Alan suggested, in 2 meetings from now, let's have all those buttoned up and start firming up contracts with lessees.
I'll bring, if it's okay, Mitch, I will bring a list by parcel of what I see, and if you guys do the same, we can compare them and then have the discussions and then, you know, talk with the leasees and just be done. And then enforce it going forward.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yep. Make a list of your concerns and let's go forward.
So a concern that, boy, if we just came to a solution, and that is, I missed it, but that's dust abatement. That's probably something that, we need to take a good hard look at.
If you look at, and I'm assuming this is the same, if you look at that 2025 industrial park lease template, we typically carry that number into the budget, Andrea, just to open up. We are right now collecting just over $38,000 a year in lease payments. And that usually goes into the budget and can be used for dust abatement, road improvements, whatever the council desires. But I mean, there's money right there that is generated by the industrial park, and it rolls in, and we use some of it once in a while, but we never use all of it. That can be put into dust abatement.
And I was given the information, Idaho Asphalt may have a material that is somewhat more pleasant than mag chloride, but I was told it was a bit more expensive, and I haven't had time to follow up on that. But I did contact Kevin McLean and talked to him about the issue a bit, and he advised me that there's no way the county could help out until the earliest of September, which it probably won't be much of an issue about that point in time, so.
We don't need to care. Next time you're out there, pay attention to this road.
Okay.
That's Billings.
What's that, which road?
It's between M&R Sports and Ridgetop Construction, and it's that short section that feeds back to BJ Barnes.
The two that
That one is the only one we made any attempt to improve over the last 10 years.
The two that I think are probably significant concern is North 730 East and North 700 East.
Yep, I agree. Just look at that, so you, in your mind, and I'll work on some numbers, because there's a big pile of millings, and there may be a bigger pile of millings close by. It comes with some money, but that's all that is. It's milling mixed with gravel.
I'll try to
by
look that
by our
day or
own,
two.
by our own people. We did it in-house for the most part, so. Anyway, that's just a suggestion for me.
Yeah, and
You
then
may have different way you wanna go.
I'll also research Idaho Asphalt. Just so we have that information. Apologize, I didn't have that tonight. That's all for me, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Council, please take a moment, review the proposal for the zoning code amendment.
So Tom suggested that you guys review this until the next meeting because it's substantial.
Yeah, I mean, just whoever reads the title of this one's gonna be in a world of hurt.
It's gonna be.
I think it's gonna be remote. So planning and zoning during the last, pretty much the last year.
2 years.
Or 2 years, yeah, before I even
Working on these.
came on board. These are all their suggestions. They went through definitions and went through what's allowed in some of the different zoning classifications. So there's a lot to this. So I didn't recommend that you approve it tonight or attempt to.
This goes back to your comments on the daycare center.
Yeah,
That's what started this review 2 years ago
Yeah.
or more, so that's in here, along with some other definitions and things we put in.
Yeah, like one of the big ones was the home occupation, because the other one was a little outdated, this one's a little more flexible. And so this is what they came up with. And before you approve it, I wanna go through and just make sure it all fits together, cause I mean, I don't necessarily, I'm kind of neutral on this, I haven't really given my blessing or also haven't any concerns necessarily, but there's a lot to it. So just when you get a chance, if you can take a look at it.
Well, I went through it.
Oh, you did?
P and Z did recommend it for approval. Last meeting, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot there.
So so the way this works is if the they recommended this, so if council's okay with those changes, you can go ahead and approve it. If you want to make some changes, then I think the code requires that you remand it back to planning and zoning, then they have a public hearing. If there's substantial change, I think if it's real minor, it's not a big deal. And then it goes back to them, they would do another public hearing and then, you know, either recommend or what council's requested or recommended something different.
So how long were you at that meeting?
Yes,
So,
we actually did it twice.
yeah, I'm sure.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with Tom. There's, you know, just so you have the understanding, because it's a lot of outdated terminology in some cases. We try to update that to, you know, like boarding houses.
Yeah, I saw.
You know, that was in the code, but what does it mean? Number of kids with daycare, with schools, with churches. So that I agree with Tom, it takes some time to read through, but the nice thing is now it's in there and it's struck through where it's changed. So you can see what was there and what's being put in there now.
No.
So I you know, kind of like the storage containers, the P and Z commission's ready to move on to something else, but I think they've done a good job. Beat it to death.
Well, I'm sure.
Yeah, and my only concern, which I'll try to look at, is when you change a definition, you know, sometimes you gotta make sure that it fits everywhere.
Yeah.
Because there may be places where you know, they didn't think about where that definition was used.
Yeah, no, as I read through the boarding house part, I know of people that, I mean, that boarding house is like an outdated term. But at the same time, the definition, we have some of that going on in our city. And so,
I didn't want to get in trouble when my grandkids come over for a sleepover and have to charge them.
I don't know if you're aware, but there's a statute that basically the state, for short-term rentals like Airbnbs and those, the state basically preempts and says the city can't prohibit them. Can regulate them and not prohibit them. And there was a case that came from Lava where Supreme Court basically said they couldn't, they prohibit them from certain zoning areas, and the Supreme Court said, no, you can't do that.
yeah, it's,
One caution, this is not the end.
oh, I'm sure.
There's still more to review and update but this hopefully is focused in a good area that really needed to be updated.
Yeah.
But there'll be more to come every year as we go through it.
How long were the meetings?
Not very long.
Okay.
Was anybody even show up second? Don't think they did.
Nobody showed up. You mean people?
Yeah, people. First one, we had 3 or 4,
Yeah.
and they just had a few questions that, you know, how it would affect them.
Nice.
The second time when we put more clarification in it, I don't think we had any.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that there wasn't more input from developers.
Yeah.
This can affect them, but I mean, I'm assuming they either don't care or they were afraid.
So we're gonna just table this till maybe the next meeting? Is that what
Yeah,
you're
so I
thinking?
think August 6th.
Yeah.
So that way, yeah, and that'll give me
Give
a
you
chance
time.
to, it's just, this is so long, and there's a lot of connecting the dots.
All right, Andrea, would you like to handle our next
Okay.
item?
So we have an employee that is requesting FMLA. Council has to approve it. And the mayor has to sign the paperwork.
And it looks like you approved it, is that your signature? I see your signature, right?
my portion.
Okay, yeah, there's three. Employee, direct supervisor, and then clerk.
Do you need a motion?
Yeah, you guys have to approve it.
I'll,
I think, yeah, do the FMLA.
I'll make a motion, Mr. Mayor, that we approve the supplied parental leave request form.
And then like,
That
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve the FMLA request. All in favor?
Aye.
I
Open the floor for citizen input. Floor is open.
Oh, I have.
wow. You can see.
I know.
I hate it when citizen input is opened and no one speaks, and so I thought I should stand up and say thank you on behalf of citizens in Soda Springs. Thank you for the service you provide our community, and thank you for the leadership you provide for our community. That's all I.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, Trent.
Thank you for a whole lot more than what you just said.
All right. If there's anything else, I'm gonna close the floor. Floor is now closed.
Mr. Mayor, do we still, I'm asking whoever, do we still need an executive session or can we just adjourn?
Well, Mitch, I guess the only thing that I have a question in my mind on that, is, you know, if we get a response Friday, where do we go from there? So, and I spoke to you about that earlier, so I guess I would take your input on whether we need to have executive session.
I don't know much. I don't think there's much to really talk about till we get something back on Friday. If it's something that we need to act on quickly, then we can always set an emergency meeting and deal with it at that point. Granted, our next meeting is it 3 weeks away, our next meeting?
yeah. It is pretty,
So I think we make that judgment once we get a response back on Friday, and then we can adapt from there. I don't know what we could really discuss tonight.
And that, what you just brought up is about, I guess, all we could discuss, but as far as the time factor goes, if we have to notice that meeting, and I guess the question I would have right now is that would it be appropriate for us to set a tentative emergency meeting tonight for next week, so that if need be, we can address anything that we need to if we get a response?
Is that like planning an earthquake to happen, and then if it doesn't, we don't do it? Or no, I'm just kidding. That was,
I'm pretty sure if we do that, then I have to post that it's canceled and in a certain amount of time frame.
And this is a negotiation right now.
yeah.
Yes,
Maybe it won't be the end all, but at least a response. Just have to play it by ear. I'm assuming you're talking about the same thing.
yeah.
Tom, what are
I mean,
your
we
thoughts?
can,
I think you have some flexibility. It's what, 24 hours?
Yeah, you only have
Emergency
24
meeting.
hours ahead.
And not knowing what the response is gonna be, I mean, there's nothing I can say at this point.
Okay. I'm good with that.
So I think you could easily do something next week.
I just am interested in that process being as expeditious as possible.
It's gonna be everybody's. It'll be a lot easier to schedule a special meeting than to get a contractor on site to start work. I think, I mean, he's not gonna be here within 24 hours because he's doing other jobs, so, well,
And I'd like, when we
We need
get a
to move-
response back, I'd like to
Yeah.
have a discussion with Alan, with Justin, and get all the powers to be and get their input. And so it's gonna take a little bit of work to sort through it, and then again, decide if we need a meeting or not, which can happen fast.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second,
All in favor?
bye.
This meeting is now adjourned.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, man.
Thanks, Mitch.
Adios.
Don't have to, very long.
No, mention.
It's been 9 o'clock.
Just see, he did.
Actually,